In this demonstration, we are going to learn how to use the Remix IDE, which is one of the most popular tools for creating smart contracts. Let's get started. Remix is a web IDE for smart contract development. We can create smart contracts, compile them, test them, and deploy them to mainnet and testnet. First, we can create a new workspace. We need to come to this section, and now we need to select Create a new workspace. In this section, we have some templates. We can select a generic template with the basics for the default project or a blank project. Let's create a blank project. The name of the workspace will be Solidity first, and then select OK. To create a smart contract, select the option Create New File. The name of the file will be test.remix.sol. And now we are ready to start coding our smart contract. All smart contracts start with a license. In this case, the license mid will be enough. Also, you need to declare a Solidity compiler. And here, as the name of the contract, it is recommended to use the same name as the Solidity file. At this moment, it is not important to understand everything here in this contract. This is just for testing purposes. So let's create a new constructor that is going to be payable. That means that the smart contract will receive some Ether, and I'm going to create a function that is going to be external. The name of the function will be getContractBalance. This function will be external and will return the contract balance. I only need to add something else, and now our smart contract is working properly. Let's create a new function to send Ether. So I'm going to name the function setEther. The function now is going to be payable and it's not going to return anything. This function is going to be also external, and I don't need to add anything else because this function is going to be used just for sending Ether. Remix has compiled automatically our smart contract. However, we can change the compiler. If we select this option, Solidity Compiler, we can select several options to compile our smart contract. Notice that because we are specifying the Solidity compiler here, we cannot choose a different compiler version. Remix automatically detects that we need to use this version, the Solidity compiler 23, and we indicate that we can use a different version, or we can use a range of possible Solidity compilers. Then we can select different versions and compile our smart contract. Also, by default, the auto-compile option is going to be selected. If you want to do it manually, you need to uncheck this option. In our case, I'm going to select auto-compile. So I'm going to select the option that I was using here, and I'm ready to compile my smart contract. Now let's check the option Deploy and Run Transactions. In this section, I will be able to deploy my smart contract to a testnet, to a local environment, or to mainnet. Here I'm using a local environment, Remix VM Cancun, but I can also connect my MetaMask wallet to deploy this smart contract. Let's use this local environment first. Also, I have several accounts with some test Ether. I can also specify the gas limit. I can select estimated gas or a custom gas limit. Let's select estimated gas. Now here in this section, if I want to deploy my smart contract and send some Ether, I can select here the option Ether and then send 2 Ether to the smart contract. In this section also, I will select the contract that I want to deploy and then just click Deploy. There you go. The transaction was successful. In this section, you can see some information of the deployment process. If we select this arrow here, we can see the transaction hash, the block number. In this case, Remix creates a new block every time we send a transaction. This is the contract address. You can also find the contract address in this section. Also very important, this is the account that sent the transaction. This account is the first account in this section. I can select many accounts, and if I select a different one, then that will be the account that will be sending new transactions. Finally, I have the gas that I used to send this transaction, and this is the output. At the end, you can see the amount of Ether that you sent to the smart contract. Now we can interact with the smart contract by selecting the functions in this section. First, let's check the contract balance. Because I sent Ether to the smart contract during the deployment process, now I can retrieve 2 Ether. Let's send more Ether using the function send Ether. Interacting with this function is gonna cost some gas. If I just click here, I'm going to send a transaction with very few gas, but I didn't do anything because I did not include any Ether when I call the sender Ether function. So I need to specify here in this section that I'm gonna send 3 Ether, and then now I will be calling the function send Ether. If I check the contract balance, I can see that I have 5 Ether. That means that using this function, I was able to send Ether to the contract. So basically, this is how we interact with the smart contract. We are gonna be doing this a lot during the following lessons. I can redeploy my smart contract as many times as I want. I just need to select this option, and I deleted the smart contract that I deployed to the local environment. I can also select a different environment. I'm going to inject the provider MetaMask. I will select this option. And please notice that now I'm connected to the Sefolia network, and I'm using my account with some Ether. I don't have the 100 Ether that I had in the previous option with the local environment. I only have 2 accounts with a very small amount of Sefolia Ether. Let's choose the first account. Because I'm sending a very small amount of Ether, I'm going to select a different unit, in this case GWI, and I'm going to send 10 GWI. Select the contract and then deploy. Now observe that MetaMask is activated, and now I need to confirm the transaction because this transaction is going to send some Ether to the smart contract. So I need to confirm and sign this transaction with my account. Select confirm. And you need to wait a little bit because this transaction will be processed in the Sefolia test network. There you go. The transaction has been confirmed. This is the new contract address, and I can send more Ether. In this case, this is my balance. If I select get contract balance, I can send more Ether. For example, I'm gonna select 1000 GWI, and I'm gonna use the function send Ether. Again, MetaMask will ask me to confirm the transaction, and we need to wait a few seconds for the transaction to be confirmed. There you go. So now I have more Ether in my smart contract. So this is the process for creating, testing, and interacting with a smart contract. Remix has a lot of options. We can create some tests, we can connect to GitHub, and also we can install some plugins. I have some plugins installed. I can activate or deactivate these plugins whenever I want. So let's go back to the File Explorer. Here, just close these folders, go back to the smart contract, and there you go. This is how we are going to use Remix for creating our smart contracts. Thank you.